Yeah, yeah, la, 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 la. Yeah,
Hi there, I am Collins Ogbona and welcome to Purely Cars. And today we actually have a very special car, and it's the 2013 Honda Accord Coupe. And one of the things I want to actually find out in today's video is this car a sports car or is it a sporty car? So in that way, helping you understand if this car would be good for you or not. So join me as we look at the technical and the aesthetic aspects of this car that makes it different from every other thing on the market. First things first, let's talk about the exterior design of this car. Now, the normal four-door Accord does not actually excite anybody. You know, the one made in 2013 is actually just a normal car. But the coupe version of the Accord is not just an Accord with two doors removed. Oh no, Honda actually went to work making this car look distinct from its four-door cousin. A lot of things were changed. The roof line was changed, makes it look a little bit slopey. The side structure of the car was changed by enlarging the doors, and also the side structure actually looks a lot more beautiful now with this new two-door configuration. So in reducing the heft of the car, in reducing everything, making the car lower, making it wider, making it shorter, Honda actually created a very beautiful and distinct car. So when you look at the 2013 to Honda Accord, you will not be tempted to think, oh, it looks like a four-door version. Oh no, it actually looks a lot different from the four-door version. And that is what you want from a sporty car, right? You want it to look nice. And I must say that the look of this car, it actually looks like a halo car. Almost looks like a sports car from outside. From this particular year, Honda changed the front of the Accord Coupe and it makes it a lot more interesting. I love the headlights. It actually has LED, and when you look down in the car, you actually have fog lights down in the bumper. Now let's go to the back. The theme of a nice design also goes to the back of the car, and I think it's one of the most interesting areas of the car. The boot line is a lot sculptured. I love how they integrated that small spoiler on top of the boot. It's actually quite nice, and I love the design of the tail light. Perfect, clean look. And for those still wanting the sporty look, this car actually has dual exhaust, and if you give the engine enough push, it will actually make a sporty sound. Now, as I said, the doors are a little bit heavier because they are larger than the normal Accord, but that's because passengers have to get in from the back. Now, one more quirk I need you to realize is that if someone wants to get into the back side of the seat, the best way to come in is from the passenger side. You just push the lever, the seat folds down, and then you can get in to the back. And then opening the boot is another quite beautiful thing. You have a small button that you just press, and after you press the button, you just lift the hood, the boot, and then you have a very, very large boot, which is quite nice. There are very few things you can fit into that boot, which is good. So all four passengers can bring their luggage along because of how large the boot is. This is now because of the width, the height, and the stuff. It actually weighs less than the four-door Accord, which is good when you're driving fast. And another thing that was changed is the tires and the wheels. This car has 18-inch wheels, which is quite nice, and it has a little bit wider wheels, which makes it good for handling. So that's for the exterior design. Now to the drivetrain of this car, and that's where we will determine if this car is a sports car or a sporty car. For the engine, this car is powered by a V6, a V configuration engine, and it has 3.5 liter displacement. So it's a 3.5 liter V6. Now this is Honda's advanced engine, the iVTEC, the ones that has intelligent valve technology. And one of the beautiful things that this engine has is the ability to vary its power output, so that if you're driving quickly, the car can, you know, get the engine to create more power, and if you're driving slowly, the car can actually get the engine to create less power. One of the hallmarks of that is cylinder deactivation. So this car has 6 cylinders, but under light load, say for example if you're reversing or when you're just driving slowly, this car can actually shut down 3 cylinders and run on only 3 cylinders, thereby increasing efficiency. Hence the variability I was talking about. What that means is that this car will not make more power than it actually needs. It has the ability to make just enough power for what you're requesting for. So if you're requesting small power, the engine is making small power, hence using less fuel. And when you're requesting for more power, the engine kicks up and it gives you just the right power that you want. Power output for this car is 278 horsepower, and that power is actually quite a lot. Let's be honest, that's actually a lot of power to make. That engine is connected to a 6-speed gearbox. Honda actually make 2 types of gearboxes. You have an automatic gearbox, which we have here, and the second one you have is a manual gearbox, but we have the automatic gearbox. What the automatic gearbox gives you is this, a paddle shifter. When you put the transmission in S, which means sport, the car gives you the opportunity to actually shift gears by yourself. In essence, that means that you can click one of the paddles to go up a gear, and then you click the other paddle, this one, to go down the gear. So that means you can actually shift gears by yourself like you would in a manual car. And I actually love that. I love that. I like to shift gears by myself when I'm driving a car, an automatic car, not a manual. Now, my challenge with this car is the drivetrain. This car is a front-wheel drive car. Why did they put front-wheel drive on this car? It looks so good, and it would have just been so much better if it was a rear-wheel drive car. That is the only reason why this car is not a sports car, is because it's sending power to the front wheels. So while the front-wheel drive configuration is good to conserve fuel, it does not make for a very sporty drive. If you want a sports car, it has to be rear-wheel drive. Now this car is front-wheel drive. That is the only thing keeping it from being an absolutely beautiful car that I would have suggested. So because it's front wheel drive, it's a healthy balance between sporty drive and comfortable drive. In that sense, it's a cruiser, right? So it's not a sports car, it's a cruiser. A little bit about the interior features of this car. You have this very analog and digital dial. You have the digital dial in the middle, and then you have 2 analog dials flanked by it. You have the speedometer. The tachymeter tells you the engine revolution, and then here tells you about the oil temperature for the engine and the transmission. The steering wheel is quite nice in my perspective. You have this very big Honda logo. Another beautiful thing about the steering wheel is how soft it is. The steering wheel is electronically assisted. That means you have an electric motor that is sending instructions to the wheel. That makes driving it a breeze. And the infotainment system is flanked by 2 screens. You have one here and another screen up there. Now while controlling this might get a little bit complicated because of the fact that you have 2 screens doing almost similar things. After a little time of learning, it actually becomes easier. Then you have these buttons here for controlling the AC. Right here you have a space to keep things down there, and you have your charging system. You have a USB port, a charging port, and then you actually have AUX mode there to connect your phone to the media. Then the seat actually has heating, so if you put this on, the seat gets warm. You can actually put it on low or put it on warm. I actually have it on right now and it feels good. The seat gets warm. I love the way Honda designed the interior features. The seats are comfortable and everything is just where you want them to be. The driver's seat is actually quite dynamic. It's electronic, so you can set it to your desire. You can actually take it back or bring it forward It's an electric motor. You can bring the backrest forward if you want. So quite nice. Another cool thing you have in the interior, a sunroof, and all you have to do is push this forward a little bit, and the buttons to actually control the glass is this. And once you have that, the glass opens up, and if you want it closed, just press that and the glass close up. And of course you can decide if you just want it to be like that, which is quite fantastic for me. I'll add the back seat. They are actually quite nice. You can have 2 adults here and a child in the middle. Each seat is very comfortable and nice. You have enough space for your leg. When the seat is pushed back, you still have enough space to clear your leg. You have enough headroom. Maybe if you're 6 inches or you're taller than me, you would find it hard to be here, but I'm perfect. Enough space to move around. And then you have shoulder room. You have cup holders here, which is very nice. And another thing I like that makes sitting at the back still comfortable is the fact that you have a lot of glass around. So you have a lot of light coming into the car, so you don't feel claustrophobic, which is quite good. Well, I consider this car to be a GT, a Grand Tourer, a car you use to travel from one place to another in relative comfort. That is what this car is. It's not particularly a sports car. That's why it has 4 seats. It has seats at the back, or those seats are a little bit tighter, but they are still quite good. And it has 2 comfortable seats in the front. Enough comfort for the driver and relative comfort for the person sitting close to the driver. So when all these aspects comes together, you see that the car was created for traveling. It was created for cruising. It was created for that driver who loves to have control of his car, but at the same time wants comfort from his car. That driver that wants a balance between a sporty drive and a comfortable drive. So it's that specific group of people that the Honda Accord was created to serve. Now this specific one cost about 4.5 million, and I'm sure that you can buy it for less or more depending on the dealer that you're buying from. Now the fact that it's a Honda engine also means that maintenance is a lot easier than other sporty looking cars, say like Audi or Mercedes-Benz, so you won't spend that much if you have to repair anything or replace anything, which is a good thing. So I am Collins Ogbonna. This is Purely Cars, and here we tell you just the right car that is good for you. You can call us, email us, or check us up on Instagram. You can also like, comment, and subscribe, and I will appreciate very much. God bless you.